I don't care. I could just leave this relationship and go find another one. Which, in her work field, she made good money and she made enough to where if she quit the job, she was able to still stand on her own long enough till she found another one. And in that, she was never really like looking for a place to actually be in, for a long time. She was always in that temp agency field. And I feel like right now, knowing that a lot of the times that we were actually breaking up was not because of the fact that we were actually having problems. It was because of the fact that she was going through a temp mindset. If I don't like everything the way that it's going, I could just leave. If you're not satisfying me in the way that I want to be satisfied mentally, physically, emotionally, I could just leave at any time. And I can find somebody else as quick as I left you. So I was looking at, and it started to, make sense in, that situation as far as that, because if you're in a temporary mindset, you might be mindset in the job, you might be temporary in the mindset of a relationship as well. But you don't know that you're actually applying it to that because of the fact. And and I was talking to her about a relationship she was with, before me, and she was like, the guy wanted to treat me as a temp. He just wanted to use me for, yeah, he wanted to just be friends with benefits. And she was like, I'm not going for that. I want a relationship. And when I, reanalyzed it, it was really bugging me because it was like, you are a temporary person, but you don't like to be treated as a temporary person. You want to feel like you're actually in something that could be long term, and you don't want anybody else treating you like you are a temp. And it was just, when it clicked to me about understanding that situation, it really bugged me upon that. But I mean, it just made a lot of sense of the situations that I see people in, how they look at their partner, uh, how temp their partner can be, how good they feel about their partner. It's not everybody that goes through this, but it's a lot of people that actually go through, not being satisfied in the field of, their jobs because they're low low paying, they're not as good as, they're not a career, and they might not feel like they're in a career since they're not in a career that, the situations they put themselves in love is not going to be a career. And I tried to apply that to the past people because I always want to go back into the past to see if, things are relatable. And a lot of the things that I see about the past and people that were in jobs, like a lot of jobs weren't like they are today, where they might not have been paying as good, but they were a job where the guy stayed there for about 40, 30, 40, 50 years. And if you look at his relationship, he might have been married 30, 40, and 50 years. So it's kind of an understandable thing that we don't live in a we don't live in a world that really um, is affordable anymore. And so switching things up and doing things in the way that we do it today can be relatable in how we handle other situations. But we gotta look. If we can separate it, I definitely would say that we would want to do that. Try to separate ourselves from the situation. Um, See how we treat our, relationship, and see how we treat our jobs, and hope that it can become different. Because, as we look at these situations and we're applying them to our lives, you may be able to work through the problems of a relationship that you can't do with a job. But if we're still thinking in that same mindset that we are with our jobs, it'll be easy for us to, leave, to cheat, to do, to do anything that, is relatable to how we want to treat our jobs. And I don't want to get to rambling too much on, but I'm hoping that with what I said today, it's a little bit understandable to people. If it's not, definitely hit me up. I've been trying to explain it to a couple of people. I did talk to a couple of people. They got the point, but I feel like I'm in a shorter time of explaining it. It was very simple to explain it to them than it is, trying to talk for, a half an hour or whatever time that I actually get done talking about a subject. But I thank everybody for coming and listening to another episode. If you want to hit me up, definitely go back to the beginning. I left my information on there. Also, my phone number is 612-269-4701. If you want to, text or give a call, to try to get me to explain it a little bit better. If you have a partner, definitely, hug your partner and tell them that you love them. And if you don't, look at yourself and tell you that you love yourself. I was seeing something today where, a guy was saying, put I am in front of whatever you are. And just remember, just because you don't have nobody doesn't mean you're not special. And if you don't believe that, tell yourself that you're special. Whatever follows I am follows you. That's what he was saying, and it was a great saying. So, love your partner, love yourself, and try to love everybody else with it. And I hope that you guys have a good night.